Hello team, today's challenge is element size, where we're given the screen dimensions, the viewport size as it were, and we are asked to take the image dimensions and transform them into pixel sizes. So very interesting stuff. It talks a little bit about viewport dimensions here, the viewport being the inner size of the screen. I think not including the scroll bar, so there's a little bit of a thing there if you're trying to relate viewport width to actual percentages, but we can still pretend like it's percentages, and that will get the job done for today. There is a little bit of a challenge here where we get one dimension as a complete package and then the other two as separate bits. So some fun times there too. But shouldn't take too long. Let's jump into the code here and get started. So the first thing is that window size. We need to break it apart. We need to make it useful. So we're going to do that. That is going to be window size, just like this, splitting it. And the question becomes, what do we split it on? I'm not sure the global thing is useful here, but I'm going to add it anyway. Okay. What we're splitting it on is anything that is not a number. Okay. And there are ways to do that. We could go in here and put the caret and go from 0 to 9, and that means anything that is not 0 to 9, right? And as many of those as we want. Or there's a handy shortcut where it's \D, right? Which is any character that is not a number. So that does the exact same thing and gets it done, at which point we have our screen width and our screen height, okay? From there, we need to get the element in pixels, and then we're going to put it back together down here. So this is where we're going to start using our element width and our element height, okay? So let's call it L pixels with pixel width. Sure, pixel width, okay? This requires something new. So we're going to create a function called get%size, like this. If I could type it, %size, and inside of there we're going to supply two arguments. We're going to apply the screen width in this case, okay? Remembering that anything coming off of split is a string, so we're going to force that to be a number. It should only be a number because we're only returning numbers, okay? And then the second argument is going to be our percentage, okay, which is again the element VW, okay, so we're going to use that. Element VW, a little bit of interesting capitalization in there. But this has that measurement, right? So right here, we need to peel off just the number. And again, we can do this using, not like that, using number.parseInt. And parseInt will take as much as it can from the string, so long as it's a number. So it'll grab off this. It'll realize that v is absolutely not a number, so it will drop off everything from that point on, leaving us with just, in this case, 50. Okay. So there's that. We're going to do the same thing for the height. So let's change this really fast to height. This is going to be screen h, right? That's what I call it up there. And element VH. Excellent. We haven't actually created this function. Let's go and do that right here. Function. Passing in the size and the %, right? Percent. We're just going to keep assuming that it's that. And we return some math. Okay, what do we return? Well, it is % divided by 100, right, to get a decimal. And then we multiply that by the size. And all these should be numbers, which is why I've done all this work down here to convert it to numbers. Okay, I don't want to have to worry about this. I just want to be able to pass in numbers. So all that work happens at the calling point and not inside of this function itself. From there, we put it back together. So right here we have one thing, and then there's an X and another thing, and we just need to fill in the blanks. It's going to be the width right here and the height right here. And hopefully, when all is said and done, that gets the job done. So Today's challenge, a little bit of math. It looks longer than it is because of how I have wrapped these strings, right? This could really be just one line, making it quite short, okay? But it is just math, right? And once we understand the math, everything gets very easy. Probably the hardest part of this is this little bit here where we split that out, okay? But if you can wrap your head around that any slash letter is one thing and the slash capital version of that letter is the opposite, then this gets really fun in a hurry. With that, again, not every solution, just hopefully one really good solution. If you found others and you want to share them in the comments, definitely do that. If you have comments about this, also put those in the comments. I love reading those. Otherwise, today this has been Element Size, and I will see you tomorrow.